Hello everyone, welcome back to another video from xfactortrader.com. Let's get right into the Amazon. There's a few more charts I wanted to go over before I call it a night, and right now it's Amazon. Let's look at the inside bar pattern right now developing on Amazon. This was off earnings. It's making a beautiful downward move and inside candles. It could be considered a bearish flag or inside bar bearish pattern. Right now it seems like it may have a little more upside, but right now the overall pattern is bearish. Even though it might have another small leg up into gap fill, which is up here, which is pretty much be double top, or lower gap fill here. Let's look at actually the weekly chart and see how many candles are being formed right now. This could be considered right now a bearish retracement, okay? And it's coming right back. He made a doji for the week as well, off the 20-week moving average, but it's still uptrending, so you have to give it benefit of the doubt to the trend. But just notice that this is a huge volume candle right here off earnings. You did over 37 million shares that week, that downward move. You did make a nice hammer candle, and it is recovering, but overall I do believe the pattern is bearish. Let's look at the monthly chart. Not much on the monthly chart. You actually made another hammer candle on the monthly chart as well, so it looks like it just wants to stay in this range pretty much right now, which is the low is 340-ish, and then the highs is at 410, roughly in that area, 409. Let's get the exact high, which is 408. Okay, so that's Amazon. Nothing really. No clear pattern to trade there. In the short term, it might have a little more upside if it decides to consolidate here. It might have one more push up to this gap fill, lower gap fill, and test double top. But right now, this pattern, this gap down is bearish right now. Look at the high volume down move, and it's floating up on and lower volume on the inside bar pattern. It made a nice consolidation pattern below the 50 moving average right here. It looks like it does want to consolidate again, and then I'll try to go for that gap fill. Okay, let's go. Let's look at the next chart. Look at Google. Google is actually in to some support. A lot of these stocks, guys, are into almost their 50-day moving averages. That's why I've been trying to say that, trying to call that there might be a bounce coming in this market pretty soon. Okay, you can see Google is into the 50 right now, and this is also a previous resistance, previous high. And let's go to the weekly chart, and it's also almost, no, not quite, but the 20-week moving average is rising into that. But it does look like a pretty ugly reversal candle, so it could be more downside on Google. But for the short term, this is daily chart. If you want to just maybe swing trade this, or I'm sorry, day trade this for a quick intraday bounce, that's definitely possible. It is 382 retrace. If you do the measured move off this double top, it does look like it takes you a little bit lower. So to be aware of that, it could pierce this level off this measured move. If you go to intraday, 60-minute chart, you can probably see it more clearly. There's a double top in the breakdown. It does measure out roughly a little bit lower. So probably you want to look at a 50% retracement. That could be a spot for. These are just really short-term plays, guys, so just be very cautious and be aware of that. But the daily chart is showing the 50 moving average. Just keep that in mind. Watch that on Google. That could be some support right there on Google. Let's go to Tesla really fast. Tesla Motors. Tesla Motors is actually making a beautiful pattern right now. It's making a nice up move, and it's consolidating beautifully. Look at the volume on these, these up moves right here. So that's a nice bullish pattern that could be playing out. Let's go on a weekly chart, see if it's ready. It needs more candles, really. There's only 2 candles on the weekly chart, so this is not ready yet. So you like to see some more candles form here, maybe a few more weeks. And I do, based on the chart, it's saying it could go higher. And nothing. Yeah, right now it just definitely has to stall. Look at that monthly surging bar, so you definitely need some consolidation here. So Tesla is just in consolidation mode at the moment. Looking really pretty on the daily chart. Let's go to CELG. Punch up that chart, and it is right into that 200 moving average. But it is the second hit roughly. This is not as major as it was right here, because it's pretty much a first hit, even though it didn't get there. That's still considered a hit. And you had a bullish pattern that failed, so you're retesting that double bottom. So that's going to be very crucial. And this could be a head and shoulder pattern too as well. So this is a very, very crucial spot for CELG. If this if this plays out, you can just take a quick measured move of this head and shoulder pattern. And it does take you roughly, this is just a rough estimate, guys, roughly to 121. And let's see if it coincides with some kind of pivot here. Looks like it does kind of take it to this gap fill area in this general vicinity, okay? But if it decides to consolidate here, the measured move could break down over here and it throws off the measured move just slightly. But just keep in mind that this could be a head and shoulder pattern if it does close below, which it looks like it did close, but I want to see a more clear close. But it is holding. So if it breaks that 200, yeah, that's a trigger right there. And look for volume, which is increased volume here to the downside. So CELG is at a very crucial spot on the charts at the moment. Let's look at the weekly chart. A real quick glance at it. Yes, and there's also, look at that, another 20. There's a 50 week moving average right there. So yeah, this is gonna be some solid support. It's gonna have to, if it breaks that, then this is gonna be another solid level. So 145 roughly. That's where the 200, the 50 week moving average. Sorry, on CELG. Okay, that's just a quick scan of that. Let's go to Bank of America. Bank of America is also into a very nice support area. You got two moving averages. This is the weekly chart. Let's punch up the daily chart. Nothing wrong with the weekly chart, just riding the moving averages, uptrending beautifully on Bank of America. Bank of America, also, it's right now, it's going into two moving averages right now. You see this previous resistance as well. Now it could be support. And there's two moving averages right there. That could be a quick, scalp trade. This is previous resistance as well. If you draw a trend line and see if you can kind of, maybe this is a back test. It could potentially be a back test of this breakout. So if you draw this trend line here, and in this vicinity, there's another trend line here. Let me see if that's correctly put in there. This could be a very short-term one, nothing major. So I'm just going to delete that. Okay. But just notice Bank of America is into these two moving averages. It is a nice pattern, up move. It kind of failed here. So when you get a failed sideways base, I always think it's going to go back to the pivot where it came from. So just always be aware of that as well. If that fails, it's headed back to 16 bucks, 16.21. Okay, and that's going to be a major support as it's been. You can see obviously it's been resistance here, support. So this is your next spot. If these moving averages fail, you're looking at 16.14 on Bank of America. Okay, guys, just want to do a quick update on some more stocks, and I just wanted to let you guys know our website is open, xfactortrader.com. Guys, check it out. There's free trials there for the taking. I hope you guys sign up and just give us a test drive. Okay, guys, I will talk to you guys later. Have a great evening.